There we go. Alright, let's begin. Alright, Island of Steel. So I imagine I wanted to go Stonewatcher after this. Aw, man, it feels good to be back. It's like any X amount of time spent away from doing the things you enjoy doing. This and that. I don't think I need joy pendants anymore. I'm positive I did a good job collecting spoils with grappling hook way earlier. It's more like the comic books. Marvel and DC have their own organization, and then everything else is just labeled as indie. And he's like, if they would just give me a couple days, I could format this room. Format this room, you can find every comment that's been looked for. So yeah, he is happy. I can tell. I'm happy for him though. I'm glad that he's happy. Oh. Nice. I'm glad he's happy. Because if he's happy, then that means Sassy is happy. Well, there's a last sword. Literally light arrows. You know, will this finally be the seed where light arrows is vanilla? Will this finally be the day? Did I beat Jahala? I marked that I did, but did I actually beat Jahala? Forbidden Woods. I guess I did. I never marked it. Probably. I'm gonna pray that I did that. That's a definite. A lot of stress has just evaporated from your plate. That's good. Yeah, I can imagine him being happy is a huge weight off of your shoulders. Hold on. Hold up, I can do this correctly. Dude, stop targeting that. There we go. Bang, 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 bang. Easy. Your light arrows were on tree branch today. Alright, enjoyed the cleaning and the showering, Sassy. Yeah, my light arrows have a chance to be vanilla, considering I got the fully powered Master Sword now. Or a Sword Chamber. So the game could pull a funny. But I'm checking out everything else first. Everything else possible. That's the wrong way. That is not the wrong way. It was the wrong way. I did not want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you, green man. Well, that just might have been the answer right there. Look at that. Well, Turtwig, I think light arrows might not be. They might not be vanilla. They might not be vanilla. Let's clean fish tank and shower. But you put lurk. I thought you was gone. 20 freaking 1 though. See, whenever somebody puts lurk, I assume they left their screen. Regular work? Okay, fair enough. Now it's homework. Also, speaking of you, Sassy, thank you for the sub while I was away. You subbing to me at 4 in the morning. I was half tempted to call you out, but I didn't do it. But don't ask me why I was awake at 4 a.m. Only I'm allowed to ask you why you was awake at 4 in the morning. It's more like that's when the auto happened. Huh. I didn't consider that angle. But that also begs the question, why did you sub to me at 4 in the morning? Then, at one point. Alright, let's see what we get. I could explain. Miss Marie did not have the goods. You know what's crazy? If any of this does not lead to light arrows, then I guess I'm inclined to check sword chamber and light arrow chest. Whether likely I was kicked away by a monster and you had to potty. That's true. Nah, I'm just teasing. There's no really... It does not really matter to me whenever somebody subs. I'm just teasing. All this is nothing, dude. I'm one short. What the? How am I one short? Did you try to figure out why it was at 4 a.m.? It does beg the question. I can't aim. Alright, well, might as well go to Pop right now. I'm gonna go do the Withrope Cave anyway, and then I'll come back. I'll come back and turn in the Chew Jellies, and then if it's still not light arrows, then I'll go check Sword Chamber and light arrow chest. Ouch. Key. Key that I do not need. Alright. Get the green chew really fast. I can't believe I was one short. If I noticed that sooner, I would have been made at nighttime on outset. Alright, now let's go turn him in. Actually, you know what's crazy? I have to turn in the golden feathers, and that will literally be the last thing on the overworld, check-wise. This definitely was a doozy of a seed if I'm literally checking everything. Nearly everything. He had it. Of course he did. Alright, let's go, Mud. So my light arrows was on the scientist. He was able to make light arrows out of shoe jelly. That's crazy, actually. Impressive, almost. Alright, so how long did that take me? Not counting the yapping at the beginning, that took like, what, 20 minutes? It took like 20 minutes to finish. Not even sure if I'm gonna bother checking the log on this. To be honest. Nah, I will. I can't really give my general thoughts on the seed since I've spent 2 weeks away from it. Let's get the double. We all love the double. Heck yeah. Man, imagine having to do the refights in the randomizer. You know, it would be a little bit cool if like the boss rooms themselves were randomized, like the refight boss rooms were randomized, but I don't think they are. Even if you have like the mixed box entrances on and whatnot. Question is, should I do another Wind Waker seed, or should I do a different seed of a different Zelda game? I do Wind Waker, TP, Ocarina of Time. Alright, let's get her done. That was actually close. What? Ah, that one missed. Bam, 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 bam. Aw. Too much. Alright, that was decent. I'll give it like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, more like 7. 6.5. 6.5 or 7 out of 10. You know, the puppet getting could just transform into anything. Why did they specifically pick a pig, a spider, and then a caterpillar? You know, I think there would be far more dangerous animals to transform into to fight with. Oh, just too far to the right slightly. I feel like the double shots were well within my grasp. Cheeky shot there. Not bad. What? Bleh. Fine. I'll climb up the normal way like a good fox. Look how mad I am, though. I'm angry. I'm angry and climbing up the normal way. I couldn't be cool. Also, part of my shirt is clipping through the rope. I missed you all, though. I missed it doing this for you guys. You all just enjoy chilling here. I took no damage, but I will show off the cool magic armor that I changed up. Hit me all you want. I take no damage. I know something you don't. What's up? How did I change that? You could change it in the effects folder, I think. I don't know how to change the whole thing because there's still the purple. But you can change like the inner. That's like the inner magic of it. Hold on, let me check that out. Let me see if I can remember. Uh, yeah, it's in effects. Yeah, you change the magic armor effect, but I don't know how to change the whole thing. There's still like the outer purple that you need to change, which that either that might be hard coded or it's a different folder. Because I don't see anything else for magic armor. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't see anything else for magic armor. So it might be a different thing that you have to change, or it's hard coded. But yeah, it's in effects. Right, let's have this beautiful music while we check out this log. Let's see, was this playthrough simple? Apparently it was, considering it's only 5 spheres, but I doubt it. I doubt it was that simple. Well, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Whoops, never mind, that was wrong. That was for my other thing. Okay, this was 7 spheres. So this was meant to take... It was supposed to take a little bit. Gosh, can I even remember what happened? No, not really. 2 weeks is a lot of time to spend away from a randomizer. You forget what happens in a randomizer very quickly. If you spend like more than 2 days away from it, to be honest. After like that second day, that memory is just gone. Just poof. Poof out of existence. But we're not done. We're gonna do another one.